Hey everyone, it's Chris, the PDX Picker, back with another video, pulling some orders that have sold for me over the past couple of days, and gonna give a little bit of an update on what happened with my dad's surgery, as well as talk about the results for the month of May. So lots to talk about, lots of good things to talk about. So stick around right after the intro song, we'll get to pulling those orders and giving the updates.
Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster? Pez dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why. That kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
All right, so real quick, my dad's surgery was yesterday. It went well. He had triple bypass surgery. The surgeon was great. Obviously, there's some pain and recovery that goes along with it, but things are looking really good for him. So, yay! That's a big relief off of my shoulders and my family's shoulders. It's a very routine surgery. The risks are very low, but you just never know, and it's always one of those that it's just stressful to have to deal with on top of everything else going on. But we have got 12 orders going out, all on eBay, for a total of $650 or so. So it's a pretty good couple days with sales. So let's go ahead and start pulling those first orders, and we'll talk about my May results. Hopefully May was a good month for you guys. Turned out to be a good one for me. So that is good. So that's good. You never know. With May, it's getting to that time of year where sales can be really bad. But first item that's sold, I picked it up just last Friday. It's a Betty Crocker's new picture cookbook, 3-ring binder version, or no, 5-ring binder version. Pretty good condition. Somewhere from the 60s, I think, 1961, and that sold, picked it up for 50 cents, sold for $20 plus shipping on that one. I think those are usually pretty good pickups, but you have to make sure it's the older Betty Crocker version. The older Betty Crocker cookbooks, the better, and the new picture cookbook. So any of them that have the pictures in there, generally going to be worth a lot more. So this next item that's sold is, I believe, the last of my fishing reels that I picked up, and I think this one may have sold for the least amount, which is fine because it's still sold for a little bit more than what I paid for it. So I picked up 5 of these fishing reels, these larger versions here. And long story short, I learned a lesson. Don't pay very much for these because I just don't know enough about them. That one sold for $12.74 plus shipping. And yeah, I think I've purchased 1 fishing reel since then, and I don't know if I'm going to be purchasing any more. So, okay. Next item that's sold, if I can find it. Maybe it actually is in here. It is. All right. So this is another one of these Premier Cushion Spring Buggy employee badges from the 1800s. Took an offer for that one, $15 plus shipping. I have one of those left that I'll list, and I'm expecting to probably get around that $15 to $20 range for that one as well, and then I'll be done with those. Paid $5 for that one. Pull the next item, and then we'll start talking about the March results. It's my first pair of Miss Me jeans that I purchased and sold. Normally the Miss Me jeans that I come across in the thrift stores are wildly too expensive, and honestly, most of the time at garage sales they are too. So, found these. I paid, I think, 50 cents for them. This woman just wanted to get rid of a bunch of old clothes that didn't fit her. So it's this version here. I describe these as thick stitch because they have that thicker stitch on there. Anyway, those sold for $24.95 plus shipping. So glad to get into the Miss Me jeans market. They still are pretty good sellers, I think. That one only took maybe 2 weeks at the most to sell. So nice fast sale and really good return on that profit. So, all right, month of May. Quick recap about me, and then we'll go into the sales. I am a part-time reseller. This is my 3rd year, starting into my 4th year of doing the reselling consistently. And sales are starting to trend just positively up and up and up for me. Maybe not every single month will be better than the previous month, but it's certainly going to be better than a year ago, prior month. So let's look at the numbers for May. I'll show you my reseller Genie. dashboard here. So got May 2024. It's June 4th, by the way. And let's see if you can see those sales. Total sales for me were $4,453.78, which is a record month for me by far. It wasn't, I just shattered my previous sales record, which was February, where $3,936. So a great increase for me. Last year, my May sales were right around 2,600. So I almost doubled it. I think it was about a 60 to 70% increase year over year. So things are going great. I'm super stoked with the trajectory of my business. Once again, we'll look at this chart and just, we had the start of the year was high. We had a little bit of a dip, or I was calling it the March massacre. March was a little bit slow, but then we've just been on this upward trajectory, and June is already starting off pretty decently. I've got $569 of sales through the first 3.5 days or so. So it's things are still looking good, and I talked about this recently in one of my videos, and we'll keep hammering it. It's consistent listing and finding items and listing items that have a good sell-through rate. It's just not rocket science. It doesn't get much easier or simpler than that. So I think, it comes back down to sourcing. When you are out there trying to find stuff to buy, really do that extra due diligence of checking to make sure that it's an item worth buying. I know that sometimes out there at garage sales, it can be awkward to comp the items when you're there. So if you're familiar with the item, you've sold it in the past, or you just know how that item is selling, then sure, by all means, you don't need to comp it then. But if you're not familiar with it and the item has any sort of, if the price is more than a couple of dollars, I would go ahead, just pull out your phone, comp the item, look at the sell-through rate. People that run garage sales are getting used to it more and more and more, of people looking things up. I have yet to have anybody, I know that it will happen at some point in time, but I've yet to have anybody call me out or question me in any sort of negative fashion as to what I'm doing if I'm looking it up on my phone. So I'm not. I understand those of you that might be, uncomfortable or concerned doing it, but I think you got to get over it, because unless you're okay with where your business is, if you want your business to get better, if you want your sales to get better, you're going to have to take a risk and do more comping when you're out there sourcing. Thrift stores, it's usually a little easier to do it. But in my opinion, the thrift stores, I think I've come to a conclusion that in general, less people are donating to thrift stores in the summer because they are maybe running garage sales instead. So maybe the thrift store merchandise isn't as good right now. That's my personal opinion, at least on my area. Maybe it's different in your area, especially if you're in warmer, more humid months. Maybe the donations go up this time because it's so blasted hot outside. Anyway, I didn't want to get in a thrift store versus garage sale discussion. This isn't that, but it's just simply a call to get that phone out and do those comps, do that sell-through rate more so maybe than you currently are, if you want those sales to continue, because I'm proof that's basically the only thing I've done differently. Well, that's not true. Here's another thing I've done differently, and I think this is important to bring up as well. I have increased the number of clothing items that I sell in my resale business significantly. And that is everything from, shoes to pants to shirts, coats and everything like that in between. And that has contributed to a drastic increase, I think, in my sales, because I've added that genre of item to my listings, to my sales over the year. So maybe that's another thing to consider. If you feel like your sales are stagnating or they are not as high as you want them to be, maybe consider branching out into selling items that you don't normally sell or haven't been comfortable selling in the past, because Honestly, I wasn't super keen on selling clothes in the past because I didn't really have a great setup for taking pictures. I'm in the process of changing that setup here really quickly. Right now, this is my setup, and it just takes up a lot of room. There's just a lot of things that are not ideal about it. But in the next day or two, I'm going to completely revamp this, move this out of the way, so I'll have a whole bunch of extra space. Probably move it over to that section, and I'll have new lights because these are just too big and they take up too much space. And I'm going to get some smaller LED lights. Anyway, I went out on, I took a chance and I changed some things around. And now I started listing more clothes in the last, 8 months or so. Anyway, take some chances. Don't be afraid to comp those items and do that sell-through rate calculation when you're out there. And I hope that you can have similar increase in your sales. Maybe you're selling 20 times more than I am already. Maybe you're selling 20 times less. But what I am most proud of is not necessarily the dollar value that I'm selling. It's the increase year over year that I'm seeing in my business. And I think no matter what your sales figures are, that is something that you can always be proud of. So, all right. Let's get back into pulling some orders. We've got, I think, 8 more. So this next item is sold. It was another quick flip for me. I picked this up for $10 maybe 2 weeks ago, and picked this up at a garage sale for $10. It is a Rawlings first base glove, RFBRB. Let's see if I can open that up and have you guys take a look at it in there. Really good condition, broken in really nicely, and sold that for $40 in about 5 days or so. So that was really good. Another super quick sale. I was actually surprised this sold as fast as I did, or as fast as it did. It's a Patagonia long sleeve Henley, and actually I think I folded that one up. Didn't hang it, so where did I put it? Box 16. So I picked this up for $2 at a garage sale in the last month or so. And these have a particular name to them that I was able to find online. It is the Daily Henley. So get my can of soda out of the way. It's just this, a Henley shirt are these 4-button long sleeve shirts. Sold for $22.45 in about 2 or 3 days. So super quick sale on that one. A great profit as well. And yet another pair of Olakai sandals, flip-flops are going out. These are a pair of women's Ohanas. And I picked these up for $3.99. And looks like I picked the wrong box. Picked these up for $3.99, and I think they sold for $25. Yeah, $25.15. Wow, I wasn't even close. So they're in box 8. I was over in box like 25. What was I thinking? But Ohana flip-flops. Ohana. Well, yeah, they are Ohana, but I was meant to say Olakai flip-flops are, I want to say, right around $55 to $65 new. And people know that, so they will go ahead and pay $20+, maybe close to $30 for a pair of used ones. So, like I said, those sold for $25.15 very quickly. 'Tis the season for flip-flops, as we probably all know. This next item that sold was not a great one, but it is still a profit. I picked up this Tiger Woods red polo shirt for $6.99. It didn't come out looking as nice as I was hoping it would when I went to photograph it. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it sold for $12. I took an offer, $12 plus shipping on that one. So, like I said, still a profit, but not as good as it could have been. This next one is much better. So hopefully I'm going to be releasing this video soon. I'm going to have a big backlog of videos. I just haven't been releasing as many, and consequently my YouTube views are going down the drain, but whatever. It is what it is. This is a Camelback 3-liter hydration backpack. Picked up for $5 at a garage sale. Sold for $35 really quickly. So that's just the theme of things lately. I have been finding really good items and that have like a super fast sell-through rate for me lately, and I'm pricing them competitively. I could have maybe asked, you know, $40 to $45 for that one, but I went ahead and priced it a little bit lower. But $5 into $35, I will take any day of the week. I'm very pleased with that one. And here's my next one is my big sale item of the day. Although the next three are actually quite good sales altogether. So this item is super cool. I hope it'll come through when I show you here. It is an old camp stove, like and it's on the top. It says Universal Alcohol Stove. We'll get a better look here when I stop and go to the table. But it's an old company called Landers, Frary and Clark. It's a Universal #0 alcohol stove. And let me tell you what, if you ever come across one of these, yay, good for you guys, because I don't think they're just not common at all. I have one of the only ones listed, and really good condition. So it's kind of like a chrome nickel covering on it, or coating on it. Just like it says, it's an alcohol fueled stove. So there's a reservoir here that you'd put the alcohol in and get it lit up. Down in there is the wick, the mantle, and turns into a cool, camp stove. You put your pot here and heat up your water or your stew or whatever the heck it is you want to cook. But picked that up for $30 last year at some sort of a fundraiser sale, and I hadn't listed it for a long time. I just sat on it, and I did finally list it, let's say 2 months ago, for $329.95. I had a ton of watchers, 14, 15 plus watchers on it. Sent out an offer for right around a little under $300. Countered back and forth with somebody, and I settled on finally selling it for $200 plus shipping on that one. So $30 and a $200 was definitely a good one. And yeah, so it's Landers, Frary and Clark. It's going to be hard for you guys to see this, but it says Landers, Frary and Clark right there. New Britain, Connecticut. Patented in 1908. Then right there it says Universal Alcohol Stove. Be on the lookout for those. They're, like I said, they're not too... They're I don't know how common they're going to be, but man, that was a cool, fun one to sell for sure. So, okay, next item that sold. I was a little bit nervous about this when I bought it, and I did price it up, but it sold pretty darn close to the price that I was asking for it. It had some things going for it. It was it's new in the box, but it's just kind of a generic Midland brand CB. Whoa, almost dropped it. So here it is right here. Midland Model 1000. So picked that up for $10, and it sold for $40.45 plus shipping. I had it listed for $45. Sent out a 10% offer, and somebody accepted. So very good, very, very good. Very happy with that one. This last one that's gonna that it sold is gonna be a bit of a pain to ship, but we'll get it figured out. It's basically like the size of a VCR, so it's not horrifically bad. It is something I picked up at Goodwill maybe 4 months ago, and so it took right around 3 months to sell. Let's see if I can find a place to set this. So I had never seen one of these before. It's a Martin Ranger recordable karaoke media player. Honestly, I don't know what exactly it is used for, except that pretty sure it's for professional, like a professional karaoke setup. So it's something that probably your average user isn't going to use, but people that are putting on karaoke shows or whatever the karaoke scene is, they would be the one that would use something like that. And that sold. It went away. That sold for me for $47 plus shipping. So I paid $4.99 for that and sold for $47. So, all right. I apologize if this video is kind of a bunch of incoherent babbling. That's what it was. It was a combination of babbling and bambling. Operating off of very minimal sleep lately. So, gosh, like even right now. Hey everyone, I'm Chris, the bumbling fool that can barely talk on my videos. So, thanks so much, guys, for any of you that watched this or have watched my videos in the past. Go ahead and like this video if you think it's worthy of a like. Go ahead and downvote it if you think it's worthy of a downvote. Sometimes I think those are just as helpful to me. YouTube likes some sort of feedback, regardless one way or the other. If you want to see some more videos like this in the future, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Sometime soon I'll get to regularly putting out videos. I want to put out at least 2 a week. Hopefully I'll be able to do that again this week and moving forward. It's going to be a combination of videos like this where I pull orders that I have sold and videos of me going out to garage sales and the like, finding treasures out there to resell. So anyway, guys, thanks so much. I hope that whatever you are doing, you're having success and luck and good fortune. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care out there, guys. Bye-bye.